If you have lived other lives, why don't you remember them? And what if I told you that this forgetting is not a mistake, but part of a greater plan that you yourself agreed to? Gregg Braden, a scientist and researcher who bridges quantum physics and ancient wisdom, explains that the memory of the soul is carefully veiled so that we can experience life as if it were the first time. This is not just a beautiful idea, it's a profound mechanism of consciousness. Today, we're going to reveal the hidden purpose of this veil and how recovering fragments of your story can change everything you think you know about yourself. Get ready, because your view of who you are and where you came from will never be the same. I know that, at some point, you've felt that strange nostalgia for a place you don't know, or recognized a gaze as if it belonged to a lifetime. That feeling is not imagination. It's your soul trying to tell you something. When you understand why you forget, you stop living in constant wonder of what's missing and start remembering who you truly are. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover together right now. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Here, science and spirituality meet to reveal truths few dare to speak. Truths that can awaken your consciousness like never before. According to neuroscience studies, the brain is like a filter that determines what you can or cannot consciously access. Gregg Braden affirms that this limitation is not a flaw, but an intelligent design of life itself. Quantum physics has already demonstrated that the observer shapes reality. Therefore, remembering all your lives could interfere with the purpose of this one. In addition, ancient spiritual traditions, such as Tibetan Buddhism, confirm that forgetting is part of the cycle of rebirth, ensuring that each experience is lived with unique intensity. In other words, you are not disconnected from the past. It's simply protected until you're ready to access it. Forgetting past lives is not a defect of the soul, but a sacred tool for spiritual growth. Imagine carrying all the memories, pains, and losses accumulated over hundreds of existences. The mind would be overloaded, and the current life would lose its freshness and meaning. Gregg Braden explains that forgetting works like an energetic reset, allowing each incarnation to be lived as a new experience, with its own lessons and emotions. This way, you dive fully into this life without the emotional chains that could hold back your evolution. It's a conscious choice made before you were even born. This forgetting, however, doesn't erase everything completely. It acts like a gentle mist, covering direct memories, but leaves subtle traces in the form of natural talents, mysterious affinities, or an inexplicable attraction to certain places and cultures. You might feel at home in a country you've never visited, or master skills you've never studied because your soul has been there before. This remembering without remembering keeps the connection to accumulated wisdom alive, without letting the emotional weight of the past interfere with your current journey. It's the way consciousness protects you while you are still learning. Braden compares this mechanism to changing channels on a television. The other frequencies continue to exist, but you choose to tune into only one at a time. Each life is like a program with its own plot, specific lessons, and unique challenges. If all channels were open at once, the story would lose focus and meaning. That's why forgetting is not a limitation, but a way to ensure that you live exactly what you need to live now. At the same time, it preserves all past content stored in a deeper level of consciousness. And the most fascinating part is that this veil of forgetting is not a permanent prison. It lifts gradually as you evolve and prepare to handle more complex information. Often, this moment comes in the form of vivid dreams, encounters with people who awaken instant recognition, or intense déjà vu sensation. These signs are like portals to other lives, opening only when your energy is ready to integrate them. And it's precisely this conscious opening that leads us to the next point: the hidden purpose behind forgotten lives. Gregg Braden teaches that forgetting is, in fact, an act of love from consciousness itself. Before incarnating, you choose, together with higher planes, which memories you will be able to access and which will remain veiled. This prevents emotions and old stories from interfering with the lessons this life has to offer. By resetting your conscious perception, you open yourself to brand new experiences that would not be possible if you were tied to old attachments. In this way, each life becomes fertile ground for unique discoveries, guided by a fresh perspective. He explains that without this forgetting, we risk living only to fix or relive previous chapters. Imagine remembering an intense and tragic love. You would likely spend the current life trying to reproduce or avoid that storyline, moving away from the purpose you chose before being born. Forgetting cuts these direct ties, allowing you to create something completely new, free from past comparisons and expectations. It's like starting a blank book while still carrying, in essence, the wisdom of the previous pages. Braden also emphasizes that nothing is truly lost. Every previous experience is absorbed as energy, shaping your intuition, your abilities, and even your unconscious choices. It's like walking down a road where you no longer see the miles you've covered, but still feel the strength gained along the way. These silent memories act as invisible advisors, guiding you without you even noticing. That's why, even without conscious memory, your soul never stops benefiting from everything you've lived. And when you understand that forgetting is part of a greater design, you begin to notice the signs pointing to memories that are about to surface. An intense sense of familiarity, an encounter that changes your life, or a place that stirs unexplained emotion are indications that deep memories are nearing the surface. And when that happens, it's not by chance. It's because you're ready to receive and integrate that forgotten part of yourself. That's where we come to the next topic: how these memories emerge in dreams and intuitions. Often, memories of past lives don't appear as a clear, continuous film, but as flashes, sensations, and fragmented images that come at the most unexpected moments. A recurring dream of places you've never visited, a song that stirs emotion for no apparent reason, or the immediate recognition of an unfamiliar face are examples. Gregg Braden explains that, in these moments, the rational filter of the mind opens for a few seconds, allowing the symbolic language of the soul to emerge. These signs are not accidental. They are subtle reminders that your story is much greater than this single life. Dreams are particularly powerful portals for accessing these memories. During sleep, your consciousness disconnects from the distractions of daily life and dives into deeper layers of reality. In this state, scenes from other existences can arise, sometimes with such clarity that it seems impossible they are mere imagination. You might find yourself in another body, in another time, with people and places that evoke a strange familiarity. These dreams don't just intrigue, they touch something deep inside you, something that longs to be remembered. Intuition also plays a crucial role in this awakening. It could be a shiver when hearing a phrase, the feeling of having already lived a situation, or even an immediate aversion to something that makes no rational sense. Gregg Braden points out that intuition is the voice of the soul, communicating without the barriers of logic. When you allow yourself to trust this kind of perception, you create space for more fragments of the past to surface, bringing clarity about patterns, connections, and even talents you've carried without ever learning them in this life. These revelations don't come to satisfy curiosity, but to serve as guides for your evolution. Each memory that emerges carries a specific message for the present moment, whether to close a cycle, understand a relationship, or change an important decision. The key is to embrace these experiences with respect, writing them down and reflecting on them, instead of dismissing them as coincidences. And if there is a way to access these memories more clearly and intentionally, it lies in the spiritual practices and techniques we'll explore now. There are safe and effective ways to access memories of other lives without overwhelming your mind or emotion. One of the best known is conscious regression, guided by qualified professionals. In this process, you enter a state of deep relaxation, allowing images, sensations, and old stories to naturally come to the surface. Gregg Braden reminds us that intention is essential. Seeking memories only out of curiosity may bring useless information, while doing so with the purpose of healing or understanding can bring profound and liberating changes. Deep meditation is another essential key. By silencing the mind and slowing brain waves, you create an internal space where spontaneous memories can emerge. Some traditions suggest that before meditating, you ask a specific question such as, "What do I need to remember to fulfill my purpose in this life?" By doing so, you focus your attention and avoid being flooded with disconnected information. It's an act of patience and surrender, where the answer can come as images, sensation, or simple inner certainty. Lucid dreaming can also be used to explore past lives. By training yourself to recognize that you are dreaming, you can, within the dream, ask to visit an important moment from another existence. This technique respects your rhythm and allows you to end the experience when you wish, preventing traumatic memories from surfacing unprepared. Gregg Braden stresses that recording everything upon waking is essential, as the waking mind tends to distort or erase details quickly. However, the most important revelation is understanding that accessing past lives is not about reliving old stories, but about reclaiming parts of yourself that have been scattered across time. Each memory retrieved brings back a fragment of your essence, strengthening your spiritual identity and expanding your sense of purpose. When you reconnect with these parts, forgetting stops being a painful mystery and becomes a conscious choice for growth. And now that you know this, the question remains, what else is your soul ready to show you? Now you understand that forgetting your past lives is not a flaw, but a wise decision of the soul itself. Each veiled memory protects your present, allowing you to live this journey with intensity and purpose. Gregg Braden shows us that nothing is lost. Everything you have ever been lives within you, shaping your instincts, talents, and intuition. The veil of forgetting is not a wall, it's a door, and it opens at the right time, when you are ready to receive what will truly transform your life. And here is the deepest truth. When you reconnect with these forgotten parts, you realize you were never incomplete. Each fragment that returns fits like a missing piece of your being, revealing the greatness of your eternal essence. You are not just the story you remember, you are also all the stories you carry in silence. And understanding this forever changes how you live, love, and choose your path from here on. Like and subscribe now. The next video will reveal something that could change everything you believe about your soul. Now I ask you, what if the memories you seek were not only in the past, but also in the future? Think about it, and I'll see you in the next chapter of your journey.